One fact that you need to agree with is that most people who start trading crypto with a small account don't always grow it. They always blow their account. Now, this is not because they are not smart and not because maybe the market is against them. It is actually because nobody actually sat them down and told them what works at that level when you start trading with a small account. So that's what this video is all about. So whether you're working with $10, $50, $100 or somewhere around that amount, I'm going to walk you through 7 specific things you need to be doing to actually grow that account without reckless risk. So I advise you watch this video to the end so that you don't miss any important information. Now let's get straight into the point. Now the first step is to build your trading plan. Now here's what I see people do all the time. You see, someone will just go ahead and fund an account, they open the chart and just start trading like that. No plan, no rule, nothing. There's nothing at all. That is not trading, that is gambling. So before you go ahead and place any single trade, you need a written plan that answers 3 things. It answers number 1, what type of trader are you? Are you a scalper, a day trader, or a swing trader? So pick one and stick to it. The second one is what risk-reward ratio are you using? So personally for me, I recommend 1:2, which means that if you are risking 1%, your target is 2%. And with that risk-reward ratio, you can actually afford to win 4 out of every 10 trades and still be profitable. And then the third one is what percentage of your account are you willing to risk per trade? So you need to define this number and don't ever cross that number. But the thing is that writing the plan is the easy part, but sticking to it when things get uncomfortable is where the real growth actually happens. So ensure that you have a plan in place and please stick to that plan. That is the most important thing. So that's number 1. Now, if I go to number 2, please don't forget to like this video if you haven't liked it. And please, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I make videos on crypto, personal finance, and investment. So please go ahead and subscribe to support the channel. Now, the second point is to always handle leverage the right way. Now, you see, leverage is one of those things that looks incredible when it's actually working in your favor, and it is absolutely devastating when it is not working in your favor. So you see, at that small account stage where you are, always keep your leverage between 5x to maybe 10 or maybe 15x leverage maximum. Now, I know that feels kind of conservative compared to what you see people post on the internet, but here's the reality for you. You see, the higher your leverage, the smaller the price move that is required to liquidate your entire position. So for example, if you are using maybe 50x leverage, with just a 2% move against you, your account is gone. It is totally gone. So that is not a risk that makes sense or that is worth taking when you are just starting with a small account. So again, always stick to low leverage until you can now demonstrate consistent profitability. And then once your results show that, okay, you actually know what you are doing, then you can now reassess and start increasing your leverage. And regardless of your leverage, always know your liquidation price before you enter a trade. Please, that number should never be a surprise to you. Make sure you know your liquidation price before you enter any trade at all. And one more thing, you see, during periods of maybe high volatility, when the market is making big swings in both directions, I always advise you reduce your leverage because that is not the time to be aggressive, please. Now, the third point is to learn risk management. Now, you see, risk management is something you must not joke with at all, especially if you are trying to grow your small account. Now, I'm going to give you some important things that are non-negotiable at all here. Now, the first one is to always set a stop loss for all your trades. And picking your stop loss is simple. Just answer this question once, and once you've done your analysis, the question is, at what point am I wrong about this trade? You need to remove emotion from that decision, and then your answer to that question is where your stop loss should be. Now, another one I'm going to give you is that never add money to a losing position. You see, this is how small losses actually turn into big losses and wipe out all your account or all your money. So if the trade is going against you, your stop loss undoes it, and that is what your stop loss is there for. Now, the third risk management rule I'm going to give you is that don't risk money that would genuinely hurt you when you lose that trade. You see, if losing a certain amount of money would cause you real stress, then that means that your position size is too big or is too large. So please reduce it until you can manage the outcome of your trade if it goes to your stop loss. I hope you get it. And then lastly, always have a clear take profit level before you enter any trade. Always set your take profit level too. Make sure you know where you are going to get out on both sides, whether take profit or stop loss, before the trade is even open. Now, the fourth point is to avoid over trading. Now, you see, two things that destroy small accounts faster than anything else is trading too much and trading with your emotions. And honestly, they kind of go hand in hand. Now, when it comes to overtrading happens when you feel like you always need to be in a position or in a trade. Then you start manufacturing reasons to enter trades just so that you can feel active, you get. And one thing you need to know is that more trades mean more trading fees, more exposure to bad setups, and even more opportunities for things to go wrong for you. So always set a maximum number of trades per week that you want to take and hold yourself to it. Make sure you only enter a trade when your analysis or your strategy clearly support it, not when you are bored or when you are restless, please. And when it comes to emotional trading, the two forms that I see are FOMO and revert trading. FOMO means fear of missing out. You see, FOMO is when you actually jump into a coin or a trade because everyone on the internet is talking about it and you don't want to miss the move. While revenge trading is when maybe you lose a trade and immediately you open another one to try to win it back. Now you see, both of these things come from reacting to your feelings instead of following your plan or your strategy. So when something goes wrong with your trade, just step back from the chart. It is as simple as that. And I also have a video that can teach you what you need to do when you start having losses. If you need that video, just ask me in the comment section below. So like I said, when something is going wrong, just step away from the chart, come back when your head is clear, and make a personal rule never to trade when you are tired or when you are stressed or when you are frustrated. Now, number 5 is to focus only on high profitability setups. Now you see, not every trade that looks decent is worth taking. That's another truth you need to know. You see, when your capital is limited, being selective is one of your biggest advantages. You don't take any trade and every trade. Now, before you enter any trade, you need to ask yourself 3 questions too. Now, the first one is that, is the trend clear and is it moving in my direction? The second one is my analysis actually pointing to a genuinely strong signal? And number 3 is that, does the risk to reward ratio match my trading plan or my trading strategy? Now, if you can't confidently answer yes to all of these 3 questions, then I will strongly advise you don't take the trade. There will always be another setup or another trade for you to take because the market opens every single day and the opportunities are always coming. So please don't force yourself to take every trade that you see. And you also need to know that high profitability setups don't guarantee a win every time, but they consistently put the odds in your favor. And when you are working with a small account, consistently favorable odds are how you actually build real momentum. Now, number 6 is to use crypto prop firms. Now, you see, this is one of the most underrated options available to small account traders right now, and I don't think enough people are taking advantage of it. You see, a crypto prop firm is basically a company that funds traders with its own capital. So the way it works is simple. You just pay a one-time fee to take a trading challenge, which is basically like an evaluation where you prove that you can trade profitably while following specific rules. Now, the thing is that if you now pass it, the prop firm funds you with a significantly larger amount, and we are talking anywhere from like 5k to 100k or even more, depending on the prop firm, and then you keep a percentage of the profit you generate, usually between 70% to about 90%. Now think about what that means for someone who is trading with like a small account. So instead of you trying to grow $50 to $500, you could just pass a challenge from a prop firm and suddenly be trading with 10k or 25k or even 100k of someone else's money, and your personal capital is protected and your earning potential just jumps up dramatically. But the important thing about prop firms is that they have strict rules. You have things like maximum daily loss limit, overall drawdown limit, and so on like that. But if you already have a very solid strategy and proper risk management in place, then I think those rules shouldn't be a problem for you at all. And they're actually very similar to the discipline you should already be applying on your own trading account. And some of the prop firms I'm familiar with, I've covered them on this YouTube channel, including the Breakout prop firm, Aero Trader, Bright Funded, and Crypto Fund Trader. If you need the links to any of these prop firms, I'll put them in the description below. And if you have been trading consistently but you feel limited by maybe your amount or your account size, then a prop firm challenge is genuinely worth looking into. Now, before I go with this video, if you're a crypto trader who is looking to become profitable through crypto prop firms, then you need to listen to this. Now, you see, one of the biggest problems I see with traders trying to get funded is that they pick a prop firm blindly. Maybe they saw one in influencer talk about a prop firm, or maybe they just went with a random prop firm because they saw a flashy advertisement about it, and then they go ahead to pay for a challenge on that prop firm, they fail, and then they realize that the prop firm rules didn't even make any sense. Or maybe they even pass the challenge and get funded, but they can't request for a payout. Now, all this can happen to you or to anybody if you don't do proper research before picking a very good prop firm to use. And that is where Prop Firm Match comes in. Now, in case you don't know, Prop Firm Match is basically a comparison platform specifically for prop firms, whether a crypto prop firm, forex prop firm, or futures prop firm. Now, on this platform, you can see side-by-side breakdowns of challenge fees, profit split, drawdown rules, payout speeds, and even trader reviews about any prop firm all in one place. So instead of doing hours of research across 10 different websites, you just go on the Prop Firm Match website, check different prop firms, see their rules, their pricing, and most importantly, their reviews. So it makes it easy for you to pick a prop firm that aligns with your own strategy. So if you want to check out this Prop Firm Match website, click on the first link in the description of this video or the link in the pinned comment of this video and go ahead and create an account on Prop Firm Match and let me know what you think about the website. Now let's go on with the video. Now, number 7 is to always withdraw profit and keep a trading journal. You see, these are actually two habits that most traders keep, and both of them matter more than people actually realize. Now, you see, on the trading journal side, one thing that you need to do is that after every trade, always write down the trading pair, your entry time, the time frame, and the strategy you used, and why you actually entered the trade, and even your risk to reward ratio, and even the outcome, and maybe what you learned from that trade. Now, see, it doesn't matter whether you lost the trade or you won the trade. Just document every trade. And one thing you realize is that over time, you will start seeing patterns in your own behavior. You will notice which setups give you consistent profits, which conditions your strategy performs best in, and where your emotions tend to take over. And for a trading journal, you can use a notebook, you can use your phone notes app, or whatever works for you. But if you actually want to get the exact trading journal that I use, I created it myself. You can get it via the link in the description below, or just ask for it in the comment section. I'll reply to your comment with the link to get the trading journal. Now, on the other side, which is on the withdrawal side, when you start making consistent profit, I always advise that you take some money out for yourself. It is very important. Not everything, but some money. Now, you see, a lot of traders are constantly reinvesting every money they make back into their trading account. And after so many months of trading, they can't even point out to a single tangible benefit in their actual lives. And that is actually bad. What I always advise is that at the end of every month, always take maybe 10% or 25% or 30% of your profit and use it to do something good for yourself. And then you leave the rest to compound and to continue trading with. So what that does for you is that it reminds you that what you're actually doing is actually a real thing and you are making money from it. So always learn to make some withdrawals and enjoy your profits for yourself. So that is it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And if you have any additional points to add, please feel free to add them in the comment section below too. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video.